super good, to the point that I was like one point thinking of like putting together a guide for sports psychologists to work with different sports. Because it's really important to understand the lingo. That's like number one. Like, what is the language that they use in their sport? Like, for example, like when I started working with NASCAR, I had to learn their terminology. Like, over the wall is a common term. That means the guys who are jumping over the wall to go in front of that car. Like, that's a term. Like, there's a lot of terms in that. And I had to like learn the logistics of the sport. You don't need to learn it like a coach.
Right.
Like, you don't need to know that level. You just need to know the basic lingos, the rules, the demands that are put on in that sport, in that sporting environment. And that sporting environment demands might change versus if you're a collegiate athlete or when you become a professional athlete. Like I worked in collegiate football. I worked at UNC Charlotte. I did some work at a little bit at Florida State as well. There's different, same sport, just different demands when you get to the pro levels too. So if you don't know the sport, that's okay. You just have to be really skilled at learning the sport. So for example, since this was my first year working in the NFL, the coaches gave me permission that I sat in on the team meetings. So I learned some of the O-line lingo, and I learned some of the defensive, some of the defensive back, but actually some of the D-line, worked with them a lot. So then when I was speaking with them, I could speak some of their language. So just be really open to learning about the sport, the language, the environmental demands. You don't have to know it, but it helps if you're a quick learner.